We are here today with Sean Donahoe. Sean, welcome back to the show.
Hey, how you doing? It's been good to see you, and it's been a minute, but hey, I love always coming back on here, talking with you and your crew, and seeing what we can do to help everyone.
Yeah, really happy to have you back on here. But one thing I admire about your business model is that I always feel like you work a heck of a lot less than I do, and you make a lot more money. And it's not fair, but when it comes to this kind of information, when it comes to being able to make money online, it's of course, knowledge is power. Knowledge is key. If you know what to do and you know how to do things the right way, you can work smarter and not harder. Now, I know that we've had you on the show before, and we've talked about different ways that you've been making money by leveraging different things like stocks and options and all these things that normally people think are super complicated, but you've been able to make them a lot easier and understandable for normal people like myself, and I appreciate that. Today, we're going to be talking about something else, a third part of your business, another way that you've been able to be highly successful. I'm going to read off the headline here and let you bring us into it. It says here, unlock real AI-enhanced wealth without worry with a simple 3-step system, one skill, and a no BS 30-minute-a-day process. And you've been able, it says here, this unconventional and controversial online business that's turned 10,000 into $4.1 million doing this one thing over and over again. It says 20 times here. So bring us into this. What's this all about here, Sean, and why should we be excited?
Well, let's pull back the curtain. Yes, I am a trader, and trading is a business just like any other. A lot of people dismiss trading because they think, oh, it's complicated, can't do it, you need to be a math genius, you need lots of money to get started. And the truth is, none of that is true. Okay, trading is a business. It has a process, and like any other business, you have, effort you put in, you get profit out. And a lot of what we do is, and the reason I do this is, it's the simplified, streamlined, one-skill business. It's a solo sport. What I do only takes about 30 minutes a day, and the rest of the day is mine. I can do whatever I want, and I can scale it from wherever I want to be to wherever I want to go, which obviously over the 25 years I've been doing this, I've been able to do very, very well. And it's funny, you're starting off this about the, doing X. The one thing I would say that is most important is consistency, and a consistency of effort, approach, and everything else. And that's really why I've been able to do this for 25 plus years. And a lot of people who may or may not remember me, I used to do a lot of product launches, software, and systems and everything else. The reason I'm able to retire in my mid-40s in paradise and do whatever the hell I want, jump on a new motorbike and take it off into the mountains, or do whatever I want to do. Like yesterday, I was at the beach down in a place called Hua Hin. Okay, the reason I'm able to do that is because of this one approach, and this is the third part of what I do. So for those who have seen some of the previous videos and interviews Mike and I have done, I trade stocks and options. That makes up about 60% of what I do. The other 30% is what we're talking about here, which is mainstream crypto. And then there's 10%, which are called micro caps, which all three of those, again, make as much money as each other. And that's what allows me to, wherever the money is flowing, I can then switch my focus there, and that's what I do. And my goal is always no more than 30 minutes a day. In fact, sometimes it's way less than that. I mean, by the time I finish my cup of coffee in the morning, I'm done, and I can go do whatever the heck I want for the rest of the day. And that kind of level of freedom, and I would also say lack of stress. I don't have to. Okay, I've been doing marketing.
Are you really less stressful doing this? Because I mean, I know that you are, because you have more money. Sorry, because you have more money, you're able to put more money down. I mean, someone that doesn't have hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to kind of put into this, even putting down like $1,000 might be stressful for for an average person. Are you really not stressed? Because I'd be afraid I was going to lose money if I was doing something like this.
That comes with time and practice. To answer your question, there's two parts to it. I've been doing this a long time, so my risk tolerance is significantly greater than most people's. Because I've been doing this a long time, it's a proven system, and I know that over time, my average win rate is like 70 to 75%. Okay, depending on the environment and what have you. Knowing that, I can take the hits. But most people's, and we call it, dialing in the number. Most people's initial, when they're first learning something like this, their volume switch is very low. $10, $20, $50, you can survive that. If you're doing 1,000, 10,000, or 50,000, like some of the trades I do, most people would have freaking heart attacks.
Yeah.
You don't start there. Okay, so here's the one thing, and this is something that is very unique to this kind of business, and this is one thing we're going to do through this masterclass that's coming up, is we're going to focus when you first start, if you've never traded before, and even if you have traded before, I want you to practice with what we call paper trading. Now, paper trading is a very unique aspect of this business. You can't open up a shoe shop on the high street, practice getting stock, rent, practice getting marketing, practice getting customers, and practice sales. You can't do any of that. You can't open up an online business and pretend you're getting traffic that's converting from Facebook. But with trading, unlike any other business, you can practice a strategy, make sure that you're consistent and you're able to do it. This is one thing with the masterclass is we want you to prove it to yourself that you can do this. So you can then get this approach, this one skill, develop it, practice it without risking a dime. And then when you're ready, and only when you're ready, and we recommend about 30 days of paper trading. But when you start small, what we call Starbucks trading. Maybe $5 here, $5 there. Now, you can't do that with stock and options. You can do that with crypto because, again, you can buy small slivers of a coin where you're comfortable with. And the one advantage with crypto over the other stuff I trade is it's a 24/7, 365 market. It's open to everyone in the world, pretty much. If you're watching this, you've got the technology, you've got the internet, obviously. You've got all the tools you need. And again, you can go in there, do this without any of the BS and practice. So you can practice for 30 days, Starbucks trade, as I call it, which is like, cost of a Starbucks, that's your per trade, until you get the consistency you had with paper trading, and then you can scale where you're comfortable until you can dial up your own number, get your confidence, and then scale as far as you want to go. Now, like I said, I've been doing this a long number of years, so my volume dial is Metallica loud. It's Iron Maiden rock concert loud, For most people, they're going to start off low and then scale over time. But the whole beauty of this is you can find where you're comfortable and then over time, just turn it up just a little bit until you find your new level of comfort. But that comes with time.
And I know that you have, from going through some of your previous training, I know that you have systems set up in order to make it so that you don't go and end up putting in Starbucks money and end up losing much more than you're comfortable with. I like that whole comfort level. And it also, if you're just trading, especially in the beginning, like Starbucks cash, then you're less likely to make those emotional decisions that like, oh, it just dropped down. Oh, I need to sell. Selling at the wrong time.
Absolutely.
Much less likely to do that.
Yeah, a lot of what we do is rule-based. And the rules are in place because it's very algorithmic. And a lot of what we do is, it's being tweaked. Again, I use real AI, not just a chat GPT wrapper to create some new whiz-bang software. No, we're using real machine learning to optimize based on what the market's doing. And this is stuff that I've developed over the last 25 years based on what I do. And then again, with a lot of new technology that is available to us, we can bring machine learning in to figure out, okay, based on what we're seeing right now, what is likely to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with the rules that we use, it tells you where to get in, where to get out, where to worry, where not to worry. And then if you follow the rules, this is the beautiful thing about what we do. If you do what I do, you're going to get the results I get. Now, obviously, the scale might be different, but we're looking at the same data with the same rules. And if we execute those rules, then we're going to get the same result. Unlike any other business, I mean, Mike and I know loads and loads of people in this industry who are very successful at what they do, but when they come to actually teach that to other people, their students don't get the same results because the one missing factor is the experience. You can't teach experience. But with what we do, you'll gain the experience to change the volume and all the rest of it over time. But the strategy is exactly the same for you and me. And this removes a lot of the emotion, discretion, all the other factors that can, well, to be quite honest, screw you up. If you follow the process results will be the same, which means even if you're brand new, you've never traded before, you've dismissed it, or I've been doing a lot of interviews today. There's a guy who was talking to lost a lot of money in 2017 with a crypto crash. I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have been in that. You didn't have a strategy, and that bit you in the ass. If you have a strategy and a proven strategy, guess what? You avoid all those pitfalls. You have early warnings, and even if it does go against you, you're out and you're making more money than you're losing because you're in it consistently over time. And I'll keep repeating that word consistency because this is a long-term venture. It's not one of those get-rich-quick bullshit things that we all... So there's a lot of BS in the crypto and trading world, just like there is in internet marketing. And a lot of the reasons I want to teach people what I do is because I just got fed up with all the BS and all the noise and all the misleading stuff that's out there. And I hear horror stories all the time of people who followed this guy on TikTok or saw a YouTube video or followed a WhatsApp group or something like that. And then they lose their money. And it's like, they don't have a strategy and they're following someone else's BS. And that's kind of why I like to do these masterclasses, is because I want people to be in control of their own stuff, just like any other business, but also prove to themselves they can do it. And if they can do that, then they've got a strategy, they've got a skill that no one can take away from them. And if they're consistently applying this, they can literally create money at will, wherever they are, whatever situation they are in, and whether they're starting small and snowball it over time, or they've got existing business and they want to, like I did, take their revenue and make $1 into 10 or to 20 or to 100. That means what they're doing in this business then is greatly magnified over here, and then boom, everything blows up. So wherever you are right now, they say, what's the phrase? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Yeah. The second best time is today, and that's really why I like.
I'm going to interrupt you before I lose this one. Something that makes you very different than what I usually see in the internet marketing niche is that you are actually doing this method yourself, and you're actually making money from it, and you put out a course, you put out training, you're teaching other people how to do it. That's great. I think I always say, like, if you can find a method that you can make $1,000, $10,000, $30 more a month, and you can make money from that, and you can also you can teach people how to do that as well. Why not? Especially it's not like you're creating competition for yourself. There's no reason for you not to teach other people to do this. Like, they can copy you and do this exact same trades that you're doing, and it doesn't matter. Like, I'm sure you're happy to bring people on the ride with you if they want to follow along. So there's really no, like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's gonna become saturated. Like, why are they teaching it? It must not work anymore if they're teaching this method. But there's really no reason for you not to teach people. You might as well make money teaching, make money doing the method, make money teaching. It works for everyone.
Absolutely. And just to give, because people ask me that and have asked me that before, today alone, there has been $21 billion in transactions just on Bitcoin alone today, like last 24 hours. Yeah, what I'm doing, we're not gonna saturate this market, okay? That's just Bitcoin. 11 billion in Ethereum, 1.5 billion in BNB, 1.4 billion in Solana. Yeah, we're not going to be saturated anytime soon. Okay, I have a lot of money. It ain't that level. Okay, I wish it was. That'd be very cool. But hey, actually, no, I don't want to be that level. That's just too much responsibilities and taxes, and that would not be cool. Sure. But yeah, the end of the day is, yeah, what we're doing is, it's great to be able to have this skill. It's great to be able to, someone asked me, why do I teach this? Why don't I just keep this to myself and not share this? If I'm doing so well, why am I teaching it? You probably heard similar things for other people, and the truth is, I was going to. I actually fully retired for 6 months, and I got bored. And then I had people ask me, well, how are you buying a new motorbike every few weeks or something like that? Or how are you doing this? How are you doing that? And I've got people who ask me, okay, you're trading. I say you're trading. What are you trading? And I started again teaching people. And then I realized I really enjoy what I do. I enjoy sharing this. And for me, it's kind of become my legacy, if you will. It's what I leave behind to other people. And if other people, I didn't have anyone teach me when I first started. I had to figure it out the hard way. I lost a lot of money. I went through a lot of different strategies and everything else. So to get it to where I am right now, I can shortcut other people's journeys and the ripple effect that has. If I teach one person, they become successful. Guess what? They have a circle of influence around them. Their family, their friends, everything else. Other people may want to learn when they see what they're doing. And then that helps other people, and it creates a ripple effect. Magnify that across a few thousand people over time, or hundreds of thousands of people over time, then you're changing people's lives forever across the world. That to me is a legacy. And if I can do that, and I really enjoy sharing this stuff, then yeah. But that's also why I keep these masterclasses kind of small, because I like them to be intimate. I like people who are actually there to learn and willing to apply to, so I can really hold them accountable. I can focus on them. I can get them, make sure they're applying the skill consistently and getting ready to make that difference in their own lives and the lives of others around them. And that, to me, not only fun, but it's bloody rewarding.
Speaking of master classes, the reason why we have you on the show here today is where you're going to be doing a master class teaching all this stuff. It's going to be a 3-day master class. I'll let you tell us about it here in a sec. Right now, I'm going to be putting this interview out early, so if you're watching this, it might not be open yet. However, there'll be a link below where I know that Sean has put out a lot of introductory material where if you want to learn more about it before the cart actually opens, you can go in and sign up for that. It's free to watch those different presentations. And there's going to be a special pre-launch webinar on, I think it's the second,
that's right. Yeah, July 2nd at 10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah. 2nd
at 10 a.m. But you can sign up for that at that link below. But what are they going to be learning on that? If they sign up for this program, and it's something that's going to be, I believe it's going to be a live event that you're doing. Tell us all about.
All right. So you got 3 elements here. We're going to do, before we go live on the 2nd, we open the doors and everything else. We are doing a sneak peek preview, which is why we're doing this interview a little early. So we've got 3 sneak peek videos. We can talk a little bit about the strategy, show you some of the results that not only we're doing, but also our students are doing as well, because to me, the proof is in the numbers. And when you see what students are doing, then, it's not just, hey, this is what Sean says he's doing. No, this is what students are doing. We got people who've retired. We got kids doing this. We got people who've never traded before. We've got 30-year trading veterans who never really got success who are doing this and now kicking ass and taking names. So we're going to be showing you kind of some sneak peek stuff. There's a worksheet that goes with this. But by signing up for this, and you'll see on each one of the videos, there's a little sign up for the webinar, and that's the early bird webinar. So we're opening up some seats before the public gets there. There's also a chance to win $1,000 to fund your new business. So I'm going to take $1,000 out of my pocket, fund one person's new business, trading business, with my own cash, and we're going to have some bloody fun doing it. Now, here's the thing. On that pre-launch webinar, that early bird webinar we're talking about that happens at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, if all of those seats sell out before the public gets it, guess what? We don't even launch. Hey, what's going to happen? We are going to, again, keep this small and as intimate because I want to help those that want to be helped, but also priority for those who get off their butts. So those people that get in on the early bird, they actually get a kind of like a little bit of extra recognition as action takers. And again, those are the people I'm going to give a little extra focus and attention to, because I like people who get off their ass and do it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. When you have, as a teacher, as an educator, when you have people that are actually trying to help themselves, you're much more likely to want to help them as to those that really don't want to do anything. If you see people putting in initiative, you're going to be much more likely to really help them. And if you see people that are excited about this and are getting in there, and I know that you love people to ask you questions, you love people to interact in your classes, so that, I mean, you want to see results. And let's face it, Sean, if you're able to have people come back with testimonials for you, and it's going to make it easier for you to sell your courses in the future when you have action takers. So I like that. I think it's a really great incentive as an educator and for students, because they know that there's a real reason also that, I mean, everyone's going to be, it's a win-win situation for
a win-win-win. It really is wins all round. And I mean, the early bird webinar is going to walk through exactly what we're going to do over the 3 days. And It's actually 5 days, because there's 2 bonus days as well. So I say it's a 3-day, that's the main training, but we got some bonus days that go on with that. So basically we're going to sit down for a week. We're going to break everything down into bite-sized chunks. We're going to walk through so you can apply this and do this. And because we've only got 5 days, we could talk about how we're going to continue this journey and everything else. But this is going to give you the foundation of success in doing this. And that's what this masterclass really is all about. It's how to create this business for yourself and then take it further and, again, be consistently profitable and predictably profitable with an entire business in and around this.
One thing I always ask is you have the masterclass, but there's always going to be upsells. So what should people expect as far as the upgrades if they purchase?
That's a good question. Okay, so we have the core program and everything else. That's the core masterclass, a load of bonuses, and that's starting point. We do have what we call the red carpet VIP, and that includes extra private sessions. So after the main session, we'll actually go on to another Zoom with all of the red carpet VIPs. That will be in a meeting style Q&A, so people can share their cameras if they want to or not, but they can ask their questions, they can come on live, we go through it, a lot more detail in regards to that. Also get extended access to the recordings for another 30 days and everything else, and a few other things as well. So that's the red carpet VIP. We really do roll out the red carpet for everyone there, and there's some other stuff in there as well. The next one is the inner circle. Now, the inner circle has its own private community. We do some extra training. So, we talk about the foundation. Now we're going to build on that just a little bit more. So there's some extra training. You can get lifetime access to the masterclass recording, so you can go back, review them and everything else. And there's a few other things as well. Now, again, they're all optional. They just give you what I call the faster, better, and easier elements to this. So you can take the foundation, and if you're wanting a little more power, a little more horsepower out of this, then those are complementary upgrades that you can add at your discretion and just, make it just that little bit faster, better, and easier.
Sean, again, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Is there anything you wanted to mention before we wrap it up? I'm
going to say go check out the pre-launch videos, okay? We're going to give you a kickstart into whatever we're doing, okay? How the masterclass rolls out, the strategy, I'll show you some examples. You can review those, right, and they are live right up until we open the doors to the public. But again, if you go watch that training, you're kind of looking behind the curtains, getting in early. When you're in watching those videos, sign up for the webinar, okay? Because that's going to get you in, like I said, priority access, early bird access, and a chance to win $1,000, which is just fun. And again, I want this to be fun for you, but also I want to give you the strategic and tactical advantage, because again, you're here, you've taken action, you've clicked on a link from an email or a Facebook post or something that Mike's put out. You're here, you've seen and heard me talk about this, but I want you to see it in action. And the best way to do that is go watch those pre-launch videos, sign up for that webinar, and again, have a chance to win $1,000. Why not?
Again, thank you so much for coming on the show, and best of luck with your launch.
I appreciate it, Mike, and good to see you.